The fork trembled in my hand, suspended midway between the plate and my lips. As the words cut through the warm haze of our Thanksgiving dinner like a knife through butter. You're nothing but a parasite, sucking us dry. Pack your bags and get out. My father's voice, laced with venom, echoed in the sudden hush of our cozy dining room in suburban Chicago. The mashed potatoes I'd spent hours perfecting now churned in my stomach like lead. I glanced at my mother, hoping for a flicker of defense in her eyes, but she averted her gaze, fiddling with her napkin as if it held the secrets to world peace. My younger brother, 16-year-old Kyle, froze with his glass of soda halfway to his mouth, his wide eyes darting between us like a trapped animal. The betrayal stung deeper than any slap. Here I was, the one who'd risen at dawn to baste the turkey, chop the veggies, and bake the apple pie from scratch, while they lounged in front of the Bears game. Just half an hour ago, I'd beamed about my recent raise at the marketing firm, thinking it might earn a nod of pride. Instead, this. Steam rose from the platter I'd arranged so meticulously, mocking me. My name was etched on every bill that kept this roof over our heads, the electricity humming in the chandelier above, the water filling our glasses, the groceries that stocked this feast, even the health insurance that covered Mom's essential visits to the clinic. Yet, I was the burden? 3 months back, when Mom got laid off from her admin job at the insurance company, the dominoes fell fast. Bills mounted like unpaid sins. And Dad's gig as a mechanic at the local garage barely scratched the mortgage. I jumped in without a second thought, transferring utilities to my name, stocking the fridge, footing her medical copays. Each transfer chipped away at my savings. But family was family. Right? Wrong. Dad's resentment brewed like a storm cloud. His ego bruised as his signature faded from the checks. I'd caught him muttering to our neighbor, Mr. Patel, over the backyard fence, "A man's gotta be king of his castle. But she's acting like she owns the deed." He meant me. His own daughter, Emily. Now, he glared across the table, knuckles white on his knife, expecting me to crumble into tears or pleas. But I didn't. I lowered my fork, chewed the bite I'd taken, and swallowed it down like swallowing my pride one last time. "Did you hear me? Emily? Out by Sunday." His tone sharpened, frustration bubbling. My hand shook, not from terror, but from a cold fury uncoiling in my chest. I folded my napkin neatly and met his stare. "I heard you just fine." The words landed soft, almost serene, but they hung there like a guillotine blade. He blinked, off balance, as Mom finally piped up, "Not for me, but for herself. Emily, you'll still handle the insurance premium this month, won't you? I have that specialist on Monday." And there it was. The raw truth slicing open, not a daughter, but a walking wallet. Not blood, but a bottomless fund. I rose, gathering my plate and Kyle's empty glass, my voice steady as steel. "Sure, Mom. I'll sort it before I leave." In the kitchen, as water rushed over the dishes, my mind raced through the web I'd woven, internet upgraded for Kyle's online classes, the new dishwasher I'd installed when the old one flooded the floor last spring. Every account tied to me like invisible chains. Outside the window, my beat-up Honda sat in the driveway. The one thing truly mine, untainted by this house. Footsteps approached. Kyle slipped in, setting his plate down without a word. His fingers grazed my arm, a ghost of solidarity in this house of shadows. It was the only warmth I'd felt in weeks. The clock on my bedside table glowed 2:47 a.m., casting eerie shadows across the half-packed boxes littering my room. Sleep evaded me, chased away by the echo of Dad's ultimatum. I'd been sorting methodically, folding clothes into suitcases while my thoughts spiraled into darker territories. Digging through my desk for insurance papers, my fingers brushed something unfamiliar, a stack of bank statements. Not mine, but Dad's. Odd. Since we'd gone paperless ages ago. I pulled them out, heart pounding as the numbers leaped off the page. $3,800 in June, climbing to $4,900 in July, $6,200 now. Beneath, a glossy brochure for a speedboat dealership. Dad's scrawl in the margins: deposit $4,000, deliver post-holiday. A luxury toy while I'd skimped on lunches to cover Mom's treatments. More notes, utility deadlines. My name circled with arrows pointing to after payments cleared. They'd orchestrated this, waiting like vultures until I'd footed November's load. A quiet knock shattered the silence. Kyle cracked the door, slipping in like a shadow. "You're actually going?" He eyed the chaos, hovering as if the room might swallow him. I clutched the statements, tucking them away. "No choice, kid." He bit his lip. "Mom said they're turning your room into storage for Dad's new boat." The confirmation hit like acid. "Boat?" "The one he deposited on while I paid for everything." His whisper dropped lower. "I overheard them weeks ago. Wait till you cover the bills. Then boot you." I was too scared to say anything. Dad threatened anyone who snitched would follow. Rage bloomed. But looking at his frightened face, I saw the child trapped in the same cage I'd escaped. "And Mom's appointments? The ones eating my budget?" He hesitated. "Last one." She came back with swollen cheeks, complaining about no selfies for a week. It was Botox, Emily, not meds. The world tilted. I'd survived on instant coffee and sandwiches, thinking I was saving her health, while she chased vanity on my dime. I flashed my banking app. $1,248 left from $8,500 3 months ago. One more month, and I'd be broke. Kyle's eyes widened. "Dad says if you touch any furniture, he'll call the cops, even what you bought." Of course. The bed frame I'd assembled alone. The lamp from my bonus check. He tried switching utilities back without you knowing. Urgency surged. I needed to lock down my life before they unraveled it further. Under my mattress, I retrieved a folder of receipts, every purchase documented. Timestamps glaring like accusations. Proof against their gaslighting. Kyle watched, then asked softly, "What if you had to pick, fight back loud or slip away quiet? Right versus survival?" In that moment, sorting evidence in the dead of night, I weighed the same: explode with truth or let consequences whisper their revenge. No easy path when love turns to poison. For days post-Thanksgiving, during my coffee break at the firm, Aunt Linda's call vibrated through like an accusation. "Emily, how could you desert your folks in their hour of need? It's shameful." I clenched my mug, knuckles paling. Dad had spun his web, painting me as the villain to the extended family. Did he mention he evicted me? Her sigh dripped judgment. "He said it was a spat. And you bolted, leaving them stranded. We're holding a family powwow at my place Saturday to sort your attitude." Classic, control the story. Isolate the threat. I hung up, bile rising. Back at my coworker Sarah's cramped apartment, my new crash pad, I collapsed onto the sofa bed amid my meager boxes. 26 years distilled to what I'd snatched while they were at the mall. My phone pinged relentlessly, texts from cousins decrying my heartlessness. Each one twisted the knife, breeding a fresh paranoia. Sarah returned from her nursing shift, finding me buried in forms. Financial detox underway? Nearly. I'd canceled autopays on their power, yanked my name from the phone plan, severed the cable. The rep had chuckled, voluntarily ditching family bills? Brave. Sarah nodded. Let them adult for once. But the void loomed, my nest egg gutted. Barely enough for a deposit on a studio. Your roommate cool with this? Jake? He's stoked, says it adds drama. The door burst open. Jake and his labradoodle, Milo, tumbled in. Meet your new shrink. Emily. Works for Kibble. Milo dropped a chew toy at my feet. Tail thumping. He senses vibes, Jake quipped. For the first time since the blow-up. Laughter bubbled up. Raw and real. As Milo licked my hand. A week out. I hunched over Sarah's table. Scanning gigs for better pay, my current role sustained. But rebuilding demanded more. Mom's call shattered the focus. What the hell? Emily? Lights out. Wi-Fi dead. Insurance bounced at my checkup. Panic edged her words. I inhaled deeply. Calm settling like armor. I stopped funding your free ride. But we're blood. You can't abandon us. The plea rang hollow. Laced with entitlement. Blood doesn't label can a leech over turkey. I hung up. The click echoing my resolve. That night, Sarah peered at my screen. Suspicious logins set fraud watches. Her respect for my space contrasted their grabs. She asked. Didn't demand. I scrolled rentals tiny. Mine alone's faces. No family vetoes. Freedom tasted bittersweet. Morning brought action. New bank account. Solo. Funds transferred from the tainted one. Kyle texted, Mom hunting your login, says, verify. Followed by alerts. Reset attempts. They weren't guilting, they were poaching. Fury ignited. Slow burning into steel. 2 days later. The bank's voice held empathy. We've locked 3 hacks from your parents' IP. Pacing Sarah's room. Relief washed over me. No access. Sealed tight, ID required. Bricks stacked in my mental fortress. Utilities confirmed. Mom tried reinstating in my name. Denied. Each win fortified against the siege. Sarah handed tea. Feels empowering? Before I could nod. Thunderous knocks rattled the door. Emily. Open up. Dad's roar. Inevitable storm. Through the peephole. His face twisted in rage. You think you can wreck us and hide? Neighbor MS. Jin cracked her door. Security's coming. He kicked. Wood splintering. I dialed 911. Voice low. Sirens wailed. Guards hauled him off. Cursing my destruction. Officer Ramirez took my statement. Manipulation. Hacks. Outburst. Press charges? Restraining order. Yes. Harsh? Or survival? Jake installed cams that night. Kyle texted, Mom swiped your tablet and jewelry, pawned 4 debts. Worth thousands. Fetched pennies. Receipts in hand. Officer Hayes filed theft, will recover. System flipped. Aiding me. Family calls shifted, apologies trickled as witnesses gossiped. Mom texted, pawn to pay your mess. Oh, $200 plus fees. Delusion fueled my fire. I saved it as ammo. Watching via new cams. Guardian now. 10 days since the report. Mom called. Voice quivering, compromise, drop charges. Come home. We're worried, you're unraveling. Threat veiled as care. I have proofs, bills, transfers. Your meds that were facelifts. Silence screamed defeat. Next day. Officer Hayes escorted me home. Neighbors gawked at the cruiser. Mom balked, that stuff's ours. Receipts silenced her. I packed mine. Windows revealing prying eyes, truth seeping. Dad pulled up in my spare-keyed car, UOS first. Title flashed, mine. Officer intervened, keys yielded. His empire crumbled. Small in defeat. Approach again? Restraining order. Driving off. Kyle waved tentatively. Text, they're turning on me. Help. Light red. I paused, sister ensnared. My piece hard won. Honks urged forward. Sunlight danced across my studio's floors. 6 months on. Bill's mine. Savings climbing to 4 months buffer. Teal walls. Chosen freely, no regrets. A year later. My table groaned under a modest turkey. Laughter filling air. Kyle. Dorm fresh. Helped carve. To chosen kin, Sarah toasted. He thrived on aid I'd given forms. Funds. They lost the house, Uncle Tom's evicting soon. Unopened letters stacked, blame lingered. As I guided his apps, I pondered, reconnect limited. Or sever forever. Betrayal's price, peace versus echoes of blood. What weighs heavier when scars run deep?